No, she wasn't lucky. She was blessed.
Wait a minute. So you said they say that number 7 is a lucky number.
Right. And she was number 7 of the 11 of us. So
she was number 7.
Yeah.
Of the 11 children.
Right. Number 7.
That's a very interesting coincidence.
Number 7.
Numerological.
She wasn't lucky. She was blessed.
Okay.
She was a blessed one.
It's a clean start. Keep your eyes on the woman in lane 5. That is Florence Griffith from the United States. She's wearing a full body suit. She's the fastest woman in the world ever.
I know that I'm not out there taking my clothes all off or revealing anything like that. It's just that the outfits are bringing attention.
If you're wondering what fashion statement Florence will be making at the upcoming Olympics, she'll be wearing official Olympic garb. But just try and get a glimpse of her fingernails. She'll undoubtedly paint them in her usual rainbow of colors, adorned with rhinestones.
This is the gold charm with rhinestones, two-toned. This is polished with a glitter coat, gold stripe and rhinestones.
July 16th, 1988, Florence Griffith Joyner put on a skin-tight electric plum bodysuit. The unorthodox cut caught a lot of eyes, but the record books took note of something else that day.
I got into the blocks, and I felt I had the most perfect start that I've ever had in my career.
In 10.49 seconds, she
You ready? All right, so one day I came here with my wife and my stepdaughter. We walked into this store here on Fairfax in Little Ethiopia, and I bought a t-shirt at this store, and the t-shirt showed an Olympian, an Ethiopian Olympian on the front of the t-shirt. Well, I learned about Abebe Bikila. That was the athlete whose picture was on the front of the paper, on the front of the t-shirt. When I walked out of here, I looked at the address, 1049, and 1049, those are the numbers, or that is the world record that my aunt set in the Olympics. So I was amazed. I was like, the synchronicity of just being here and playing with those numbers, and the idea that I had gone into her shop and she sold me a t-shirt with the picture of an Olympian who happened to be Ethiopian. And I walk out of here and I see my aunt's world record on the address. Blew me away.
In 10.49 seconds, she shattered the 100-meter world record by a quarter of a second. Her breakneck speed was equivalent to 25 miles an hour.
When I looked at the clock and I saw 10:49, I thought, wow, I was so excited.
For more than 20 years, Florence has been living with one burning desire: to run and run, bursting down tracks around the world with blinding speed to beat the best. She's pounded out thousands of miles with passion and determination, with one ultimate goal in mind, with one ultimate quest: to capture the gold at the Olympics in Seoul, South Korea.
I can really devote all my energies toward her bringing the gold back home, because I have already received the gold medal, and I would like her to receive one too.
God, she's just the sweetest person. Al's been supporting me with my athletic career. He was always there to give me the workouts. He'll be running on the side of me, and what I wanted to do is get used to someone running on the side of me and then able to make my move. And Al was there, and he's trying his hardest to come for me. And that helped me in the 100 in the world record, for him day after day running with me.
If the 28-year-old sprint queen maintains her usual breakneck speeds and wins the gold, she will be one of the greatest women track stars of all time. Florence's road to the top began right here in Watts, one of the roughest neighborhoods in the city of Los Angeles. These projects were her track. These tough streets were the first blocks that she exploded out of, her springboard out of the ghetto.
I didn't know until I got older exactly what a ghetto was. I had a very happy childhood. I wasn't really aware of the area I was living in as a child until I got older and got out.
But she was aware of her running abilities, and so was her family. Her mom says she showed early signs of separating herself from the crowd. Florence's mom, who's also named Florence.
She ran as an infant. When she was 1 and 2 years old, she competed against her sisters and brothers. I was the one that called ready, set, go, and she would take off. As 1 and 2 years old, they ran races.
She was running that early?
Yes, because the backyard was large, and to keep them occupied and have something to do, this was our pastime.
One thing I was really struck by was how close Florence is with her entire family. And we are talking one big family, 10 brothers and sisters, and a mother who won't let her children be anything but the best they can be. Florence's mom also brought the family together for weekly powwows.
Boom, boom, made it great to be crazy. Boom, boom, made it great to be crazy.
She would make the kids lock all the doors and then tell each of her children what she liked and didn't like about their behavior that week. The family powwows continue today, a constant source of love, a constant source of strength.
Mama would sit us all in a circle, and she'd talk to each and every one of us about what she liked, what she didn't like, what she wanted to see, what she didn't want to see. And if you had done something so terrible, you got your behind whipped afterwards. Because I'd asked Dee Dee, I said, Dee Dee, you gonna have powwows with your kids? She said, no, because all the time I got whipped afterwards. So.
She was always #1 to me in my heart. And I want you to know, Dee Dee, when you go to Seoul and you bring back the other gold, you can give me mine back because...
There's so much out there that I want from track and field. I wanted a world record so bad. I wanted an American record. So when you have your eyes focused on something, you don't give up.
Soon, Florence will be standing on a track in Seoul, South Korea, facing the biggest contest of her entire life. 20 years of running, 20 years of training, it all boils down to just a few seconds. She's got a great chance to bring home the gold, but even if she doesn't, she is still a champion.
What's your name?
Lemuel Griffith.
Okay.
You're of a family of how many?
11.
And what number are you?
I guess I'm number, what, 4?
Number 4?
From the youngest. Number 3. From the youngest. Pancho, Gail, me. Number 3.
Oh, okay, so you're the 3rd, so that means...
Joe the 4th.
You're the 9th. You're the 9th child. Auntie Gail and then Uncle Pancho are under you.
Right.
Okay, so you're the 9th child.
Okay, I'm the 9th child.
No, we're just trying to get the numbers straight. Documenting,
Who is this? What is it for?
It's a family movie, The Real, just keeping it real about the family.
Okay.
Straight from the horse's mouth, straight from the people, who matter.
Exactly.
We lived in the Compton area first, that I can recall. We started off, well, Mama has shown me where we started off on 108th and between Central and McKinley. And we started off there, and then when she met Robert Griffith, she married him in 1950. Wait a minute, I was 3 years old, because Kat was 2 and Weldon was 1. So it had to be in 1954 when they got married, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe before then, I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, it was 1954. Anyway, and we moved into the house in Compton on Albertson, and we went to Tibby's Elementary School for a little while. Mr. Griffith went into being a cowboy.
A Compton cowboy.
Yeah, Compton cowboy, because at that time you could have horses and you could have cows and you could have all kind of animals and chickens and rabbits and things. And my Aunt Bronetta was a lab, worked in a laboratory, I'll put it like that. And she would bring us the baby chicks and the baby rabbits and ducks at Easter time. So we had fun raising them until Mama decided that she wanted to put them on the plate for dinner.
You're speaking with Master Shaheed, a.k.a. Bobby Scott, the oldest brother of the late greatest Dee Dee, well known as the family, but FloJo, as known by the media. The track star who succumbed and transitioned in 1998, but gone, but never ever will be forgotten.
Right. And I asked you to tell me some stories from a trip that you and Auntie Dee Dee took to Japan. Japan is a beautiful country, full of wonder and excellence. So, can you please tell me about the pictures that you took?
Yes. Before I tell you about the pictures, let me prelude and bounce off of what you were saying. Not only is it a beautiful country, but beautiful people.
Yes.
They were very hospitable. And everywhere we went, everyone wanted to just touch her. My purpose was to be her brother, as well as a bodyguard, and it was a twofold magnificent job in a loving manner. But I had to, because the people just wanted to touch her. They loved her. Matter of fact, many of them recognized her and stated this to me, that they felt that she was the return of the Cleopatra. Even more so is that in my book that I'm writing about, her, I state that if she had opened up a charm school for ladies, that she will have a waiting list of 20 years out. And also that the queens and princes of the world would envy her charm and grace.
Wow. Yes, Auntie Dee Dee was certainly graceful. My goodness.
Yes, yes. Pure at heart.
Yeah.
In regards to her tenacity and her drive to want to be a very competitive in everything she did, of course, she was gifted. You know, as you know, she used to ride a unicycle to school with her pet boa constrictor with her on many occasions. She was very eclectic in doing hair braiding before it was a popular fad.
Yes.
Many celebrity stars' wives would want her to come braid their hair when she was 11 or 12 years old without any training. And she would go out sometime at 5, 4 in the afternoon and stay to about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, one time it was like 11 o'clock at night, and Mother Florence wasn't playing that. You know, Grandma, she did not like her daughter being out that time of night. It was way past her curfew, so many times she had to cut it short and go back and pick it up the next day. But she was gifted, and everybody loved her. And that was a little money-making job on the side that she made with her natural skill. I was teaching her martial arts, and I saw the drive, the competitiveness in her that was just rare. And there was times that I would pull up to the house on 85th Street, and we would sit out in the car facing the direction of the planes coming in, and we would talk about life and challenges, and just her and I. She would run out to the car just to meet me. I couldn't go in the house before her and I would just sit and talk for about an hour or so, look at the planes coming in, wondering where they come from and how would it be to go to different parts of the world. Well, she had dreams, big dreams.
Wow.
You know, and her desire to be competitive. I remember when I moved in on 85th Street, when I came from Pittsburgh and moved in with the family there. The boys stayed in the back house, and Dee and the girls and little Pancho was in the front. And if we got a phone call or something, she would run. I mean, take 1 or 2 steps off the back porch and leap to the front back steps and tell us would tell us we had a phone call. She would always be the one, was like a pigeon. She was always flying in the air and running to give us our message, and would beat us back to the house. And Mother Florence said, "Girl, stop running. You're going to hurt yourself." But it was in her, you know. So, but even at that time, you know, when it would stop raining, which it didn't rain that much there, of course, in the summer, but when it would stop raining, the steam would come off the streets, and we would take our shoes off. Even Weldon, who was the oldest of the brothers at that, well, I'm the oldest, of course, but Weldon was next in line. Then there was Lim, Gay, I think Gay participated. Sissy, of course, who was very close to Dee, would participate in the races that we would run from one end of 85th Street to the other end, which was a block long, and we would race. And man, I felt I would get beat a few times by Weldon because he, you know, was kind of swift himself. But no one ever would beat me, and I was surprised I would beat Weldon all the time. So nobody could beat me, and Dee. Oh, my. She had like a little gnat. She would come up, I'm going to get you, boy. You know, I did this little girl, and I told her then, from a male chauvinistic perspective, I'm thinking at that time, and I told her, and I'm thinking down the road, you know, even then, I said, "Girl, you have never outbeat me as long as you live." I sure did. Well, I'm sure you have a picture there. We were in the Tokyo Dome, and I have video footage of it, where we were taking our shoes off, reminiscing about how we used to race during that time. And she's saying, "Yeah, remember, Shaheed, we would race and take our shoes off at 85th Street." Well, in the background, her husband said, "Yeah, Dee Dee and Shaheed going to do it again." When she was 11 years old, they used to race in the streets of Watts. So he was videotaping and recording. Now, mind you, we were warming up. She tired me out just warming up and down inside the Tokyo Dome. running, 200 yards back and forth and stretching, which was good. She didn't want to hurt herself, and that's very important, to stretch and to get your wind and your muscles in tune. She was very, very tuned into her body. So I participated, of course. Now, when it's time to run, to do their race, her husband called out the call. On your mark, get set. Now, mind you, the Japanese cameramen were all there. The news media were there. And in the back of my mind, I'm saying, oh, man, they're going to show this on the news tonight, and I'm going to beat her because I felt I was in top shape, man. I really did. Yeah. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm going to beat this girl. Hey, I'm going to set a record. I'm going to show her. Well, as history tells itself, never underestimate the power of a woman. Man, we came out the block. I think I had to jump on her. I did for about 2 feet, maybe. Next thing I know, as you see in the picture, her hair was blowing in the wind. I felt a breeze right by as she was winding down there. But, yeah, she won that, of course, by all means, by quite a distance. And then even that day in the Tokyo Dome, matter of fact, prior to the race, we was going out to the starting block, and we got into reminiscing about martial arts, and we sparred. And I have that on video footage, where she was doing some of her kung fu techniques, and she was very good at that. Yes. Oh, man. So she was very talented. And another thing, too, speaking of her competitive spirit, we were staying in Chiba City, outside of Chiba City, rather, at the resort that the American track and Olympic team stayed prior to going to Seoul, Korea. So Mr. Kawato, who was the owner of the resort, he was a billionaire. He adopted Dee as his daughter, as his surrogate daughter. He loved her. So he housed us and entertained us for a week at his resort there. And there I taught Dee golf, because they had a golf tournament in her honor. So I was giving her golf tips, which I do a little golfing. She learned that well. We played tennis on a mesh tennis court, plastic court. I never played on one like that before. Very good and absorbent, and shock absorbent wise. And she learned that very well. And we went inside of this large gymnasium that he had, and he had a not racquetball, but not a volleyball. What is the game with the net? A badminton. Now check this out. Okay. Badminton is a real easy type game, right? We have a little plastic birdie, and you have a net, and you can a racket, rather. You can hit it hard as you can to get it over, and if it hits the ground, you lose a point. Now, I'm not ashamed to say this. I played badminton for years. Do you know she beat me every time? I'm serious. She was quick. The ball couldn't hit the floor. Wow. I mean, it stunned. I was shocked. She beat me every time. I'm just telling the truth. I have it on video. Right. She beat me in badminton. Now, that just goes to show you her drive was in everything she wanted to do in life. She had a unique spirit of competing, excelling, and putting her unique style in whatever she did. She was very unique. And of course, you may have heard how she came out with that one-leg outfit. Do you know? Have you told that yet?
Where did the idea for the one bare-legged running suit come from?
I usually run in the two-leg bodysuit. And I was working on a new design, and I was in the mirror, and I was cutting the leg off. And I was in the mirror, I said, wow, that looks nice. And I said, nah, I won't try it. And then I got some briefs that I wear now, and I put it over it, and I said, that's not a bad idea.
Another of...
And that's how she came up with that one-leg outfit, and she was always eclectic in her style. When she was a young girl, I had pictures of her jumping both knees up in the air, and she would slit her short jeans all the way up to the side. So she was eclectic. She had her own style, and which is unique, you know, about her, and it's an honest style, you know. So, but that's how that came about, the one-leg outfit, which in my book, I'm giving Serena Williams her props for honoring her at the Australian Open this year by wearing that one-leg outfit in every day that she competed, and saying that Dee was her shero.
Yes.
And so in the book, I'm saying back to Serena that Serena was my shero, and still my shero in tennis. So, you know, they both had that, and I equated that they both had that unique competitive spirit just across the track from each other. One from Compton and one from Watts.
That's right.